And then finally, you get 30 seconds to check your answers. So, are you guys ready? Well, we're going to start anyway.
Welcome to Entrepreneurship Online.
I want you to think of someone you know called John. And I want you to see him. Now, John just grabbed the salad. So, I have a little test for you. Don't panic. I'm not here to judge you. It's just a little test, okay? First, you get 30. Well, we're going to start anyway. So, memorize 10 words in the right order in 30 seconds. In 3, 2, 1, go. Stop. Now, write down what you remember. Okay, and stop. Now, quickly check your answers. Okay, and stop. So, very exciting. I heard a lot of grunting and moaning, so I hope I didn't stress you out too much. Now, a moment of reflection. I'd like you to ask yourself, how did I memorize this? And was it the best way to do it? Now, for the generation of my parents and grandparents, being able to memorize something like this was an absolutely essential skill. But nowadays, why would anyone want to remember a list of anything? You just take a picture of the screen and you're done, right? So, with all the technology we have these days, it seems as if memorizing has somehow become less important. In today's day and age, still want to get better at memorizing. Well, to answer that question, I'd like to tell you a little story. In high school, I flunked grade twice. After 7 years of torture, I finally got my diploma. Sweet, sweet freedom. What would I do with it? I didn't know. One thing I did know, however, was that I didn't want to go back to school because that old learning business, it wasn't cut out for me. So instead, I went to sunny California for 9 months. And there I worked as a bagger. Not beggar, bagger. So in the supermarket, I had to put people's groceries in bags, and then I'd get a little tip. Surprisingly, that year I learned so much. I learned how to bag a bunch of groceries really, really quickly. I learned how to drive a car. And in California, people are a little bit more open than they are in Amsterdam. So I also learned how to have a little chat with a stranger, just for the hell of it. That year, I discovered that I don't hate learning, just a specific way of doing it. So I decided to go and study psychology. Now, for the first time ever, I was getting information that I absolutely wanted to know. Now, I was spending more time in the library than I spent skipping school as a teenager. Voluntarily. The only problem was that I was spending all of my time in the library because I'd never learned how to learn. So I started experimenting with different methods of reading text, of memorizing text. And I got my reading time, 3 hours per chapter, down to 1. This way of studying enabled me to do an honors program, to get my degree, and to fall in love with learning. And now, I happily work for a company called Remind, in which we teach people the science and art of learning. We're trying to bring back into education what we ourselves missed. Now, for the past 3 years, we've also organized the Dutch National Memory Championships for high schoolers. We do this to show that everybody is capable of amazing feats of memory, but also to show that memorization is about a lot more than just learning your French or your Spanish words. And today, I'd also like to share this with you. So, in the beginning, I made you do this little test, just to make you aware of how you're memorizing things right now. Next, I'd like to give you a new type of memory experience. This time, you can even sit back and relax. So I'm going to ask you to find a comfortable position to sit, to close your eyes, and to take a deep breath. Now, I want you to think of someone you know called John. And I want you to see it. Now, John just grabbed the sun out of the sky, and he just threw it on your feet. And now your feet are getting really big and red and swollen, because John just threw the sun. Now, you look to your knees, and on your knees, you see 10 little guys playing basketball. Very straight sight. And on their shirts, you can see in brightly colored letters, the New York Knicks. So we have some Knicks on our knees. Next, you look to where your thighs are, but they're gone. Your thighs have been replaced with Fords, the cars. They could be Ford Focuses or Ford Mustangs. Your thighs have been replaced with Fords. Now, with your bottom, you feel a hard plastic seat of a go-kart vibrating. With your bottom, you feel the hard plastic seat of a go-kart. Your belly starts rumbling very loudly. So you follow your belly and it leads you to McDonald's. And there, Ronald McDonald starts shooting rays of light at you with a ray gun. Ronald McDonald is shooting rays of light at you with a ray gun. He hits you on your chest, and now, from your chest, a big bush of gray hairs is growing. A huge bush of gray hair is growing from your chest. So, obviously, you hurry home to shake it off, and on your doormat, you see a letter. So, you open it, and it has good news. As you read it, you feel a huge weight falling off your shoulders. A huge weight falling off your shoulders. Your shoulders get all light and tingly because you just paid all of your bills. Big bills, little bills, each and every bill has been paid for and you have plenty of money to spare. Now, you proceed to the bathroom because now on your neck, a bunch of tiny bushes of thin blonde hairs are there. On your neck, a bunch of tiny bushes of thin blonde hair. As you look in the mirror, suddenly your mouth just starts talking all by itself. And it's saying, yes we can, yes we can, yes we can. Now you turn around, and now suddenly your eyes are because Donald Duck just poked out both of your eyes with a trumpet made of pure gold. Now, you can open your eyes again and come back to this place. Luckily, it's a lot safer here than where you just came from. So, I just made you guys memorize the past 10 presidents of the United States of America in the right order. Now, I'm going to show you, and then you can see how many of you still know. So with each body part, I'm going to ask you what happened there, and then you can think of it. Even better would be if you shout it out. Now, what happened to your feet? John through the sun, yeah, President Johnson. Now, what happened on your knees? Nix, yes, President Nixon. Okay, so what were your thighs replaced with? Ford's, President Ford. Okay, and what did you feel with your body? Okay, President Carter, yes. Some people are ahead of the game. Now, your belly led you to McDonald's. What happened? Okay, Ronald McDonald, shooting range, yeah, okay. So, Ronald Reagan. He hit you in your chest and you got what? Big Bush with gray hairs. Bush Senior. Yes. Now, your shoulders got light. Why? Paid all your bills, Bill Clinton. Now, what did you have on your neck? Okay, a bush of thin blonde hairs. Bush Jr. What was your mom say? Yes, we can. President Obama. And what happened to your eyes? Yeah. Donald Duck, trumpet, pure gold, who else but Donald Trump? So, if you memorized more this time than the first time, please stand up. Okay, so we have almost everyone standing up. That's awesome. Now, if you think this way of memorizing is more fun than the last way you used, please stand up or remain standing if you're already standing. Oh, whoa, now we almost have everyone. I'm very pleased to see this. Okay, you guys can sit back down. Thank you very much. Now, when you make bizarre images to memorize, suddenly it becomes a lot easier. If you tie these bizarre images to a place you know well, like your body, suddenly memorizing things in order becomes a lot easier. Okay, well, cool. But I asked you guys in the beginning, why should we, in today's day and age, still want to get better at this, at memorizing? Well, because by getting better in a skill like this, you can also get better at a different skill, the skill of experimentation. By experimenting with different methods of doing things, I found out that I can get better at anything. I found out what works for me and what doesn't. What if I never learned the skill of experimentation? I may have never gone back to school. I may have never enjoyed studying psychology. And I probably would not have been standing here today. Because one of the things I thought I really couldn't do was public speaking. Now, there are people of every generation not doing things that they might love, that they might even be great at, because they think they can't do it. So how beautiful would it be if in schools we can teach kids that they can get better at anything, and they can even get better at getting better at things, get it? But not just kids, because the older generation is often seen as too old to learn. But they're not too rusty. Anyone can improve themselves by experimenting, and I hope you experience that today. Now, at Remind, we break up this process of experimentation into 3 steps. The check, the experience, and the experiment. The check is all about becoming aware of what you're doing right now. So maybe during the first test, you became aware of the fact that you just repeat the words over and over, and that doesn't work too well. The second step, the experience, is all about being open to new possibilities and trying them out. So maybe during the visualization, you realize that this works a bit better, or at least you like it more. And third experiment, this is about taking something from that new experience that you had and applying it in your own life to see how it works for you. So maybe you're one of those people that when someone introduces themselves to you, you just immediately forget their name. Yeah, sound familiar? And you want to use visualization to do something about that. So far, I've only taken you guys through the first 2 steps. The final step is up to you. So when I'm done here, I'd like you to take a moment for yourself and to write down an experiment on the little card we've given you, and to put that in your wallet as a reminder. By continually following these steps of experimentation, you discover what you're doing. You keep yourself open to new possibilities, and you allow yourself to continually transform. And regardless of what you're learning, be it memorizing or martial arts or mathematics, you'll get better not only in the skill that you're trying to develop, but you'll get better at the process of learning itself. And that's something that sticks. It's something you can take with you to your new job, your new hobby, your new relationship, your new whatever. So this is something absolutely everyone should know. And I believe we should teach it in schools. But let's not just wait for it to be implemented in schools. I also believe that the most important change starts with the individual. It starts with you. So go out there and experiment. Learn something new, or a new way of approaching something old. There are few skills as valuable as the art of learning.
Jack Ma, what an honor and a pleasure. Welcome to South Africa. It's your second visit to the continent, and you've come to launch this incredible prize, the Entrepreneur's Prize. You're here in Africa. You're in Africa because you believe in Africa and the future of the world. I want to first ask you, your first impressions of Africa. When you came here last year, and you visited a couple of countries, and Kenya was one of them, Rwanda was one of them as well. What were your first impressions when you arrived into Africa for the first time?
Well, because I had a lot of wrong, message, information on Africa, like poor, messy, and all this stuff before I came.
Yeah.
When I landed, I was amazed by the nature. The people, it's so simple. When you look at their eyes, they're full of passion. They want to change.
Yes.
And I think it's a continent with young people. It's a continent with such a well-preserved nature, and especially the wildlife. I was amazed. So first, I think this is the land, the only land continent in the world that is preserved. And how we can develop in a way that protect the environment, meanwhile economic growth.
Yes.
And the whole world should share with them and share for it. This is something I did that I got.
And Africa is where you believe the future is. You were speaking with such great passion. I almost had tears in my eyes listening to you, talking about Africa, saying that this is where the future is going to be. This is where the futures are going to be. And this is why you've invested in the Jack Ma Foundation, and you've invested in the Entrepreneurs Project. Now, just tell us a bit about the project and why you've decided to invest into Africa.
Well, it's like, it reminds me, I did that 20 years ago in China. It seems to change.
Yes.
So if you believe the future, and Africa is the future, if the African problem is not solved, the whole world is going to fall. Because if Africa is poor, and then the world is good, it's going to be a big problem in the future for the world. And Africa does not